This is Sparta!
My one-man sauna Oktoberfest continues today with Spaten Oktoberfestbier. Spaten Brewery is one of the oldest breweries in Munich, dating back to 1397. It's one of the big six serving beers at the big official Oktoberfest. Spaten literally means shovel or spade, so that's linked to the spade that they use to shovel in and out the malt from the mash tun. Spaten, for me, the way it's pronounced always makes me think of that scene in 300. You know, the one where it's like, Spartans! Or, this is Spartan! But yeah, no. Interestingly about this brewery is that they are the ones that are responsible for their Märzen beer style. This was the official beer style for Oktoberfest for about 130 years, leading up to about the 1970s when the big six breweries kind of switched to lighter beers that are known as Festbiers because tastes changed and people wanted to drink, liters and liters of much lighter beer. But yeah, Spaten, they had a brewer there that travelled around, I believe, about around the UK, and he was looking at their kind of kilning techniques where they were getting kind of darker malts without the harshness or roastiness that you would think of if you're drinking like a stout or a porter or something like that. So like a darker malt, but still malt and sweet without any kind of astringency. And he brought that back and he produced a lager that was, deep amber, really malty, and that became known as the Märzen, and it was, officially the Oktoberfest beer, as I said, up until about the 70s, and you can still drink Märzens today and Oktoberfest, but mainly people are drinking the Festbiers, which are much lighter. So this doesn't actually say what this is, but I'm imagining that this is a Märzen or an ode to a Märzen. So this is Spaten Oktoberfest beer. Let's crack it open and see if it is still living up to the big name that it has as one of the big six, and also one of the the inventors of what Oktoberfest is famous for. So let's crack it and see. Right, that's poured a very golden colour, not the amber Märzen that I was expecting. So yeah, this is definitely a fest beer, but just by looking at it, a little bit disappointed. I thought Spaten were going to be offering me up a Märzen for me to savour today, but looking very much like a fest beer. I guess that's what the people want, and this is an exported bottle, so going with the crowd, and people love light lagers these days, so all good. Beautifully clear in the glass, nice thick white head. It's one of the big six, so not much to go wrong with it really. Let's give it a sniff. Yeah, very kind of bright, bready, kind of biscuity aroma on the malt side, and then zing of floral hops there. Yeah, it smells like a very bright beer. Not much in terms of herbal notes going on. See how it tastes. Yeah, very, 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 very light beer, fairly dry, a hit of bitterness up front, not the maltiness that I was expecting when I pulled this out of the fridge earlier. This is very much on the light side of Festbier, so Nothing like a Märzen or anywhere close to it. There's no ode to the darker style, the maltier beer. This is very much a bready, biscuity, not even much towards a bread crust, to be honest. A little bit of tang there, the sweetness coming through. Those floral hops come out in character. Yeah, so there's a clean kind of malt sweetness up front. It goes into a kind of dry, light and crisp beer. It's pretty straightforward, nothing complex about it. Very much on the light side of a Festbier. The hop bitterness, nothing crazy. I'd say it's more like a juiced up Munich Helles in a kind of beer actually. So I think the Löwenbräu, I was saying, it reminded me more of a German Pilsner, and this is much more on the Helles side, so a bit more subtle. The hops are very much a supporting act to a kind of white bread, lightly toasted flavour. No elements of that kind of deeper malts going on. There's less complexity. It's a very straightforward, very drinkable beer. So I imagine this goes down very well with the masses of tourists visiting Oktoberfestival in Munich. So nothing like the Märzen style at all. Even though this brewery was the style inventor for that famous Oktoberfest beer, this is very much leaned into the Festbier style that came about since the 70s, and they've done a very good job of it. I think I'm just slightly taken aback because I wanted and was expecting much more kind of malt flavour coming from this beer today, and I've been presented with what is essentially a special Munich Helles, if you want to frame it that way. So Spaten, if you're into your light German lagers and you're looking for an Oktoberfest beer, this is the beer for you so far that I've tried. So Spaten Oktoberfest beer, a pretty decent light fest beer, white bread, slightly biscuity, floral, hint of herbal hop notes, nothing crazy going on. You could drink many litres of this and you'd enjoy yourself. So Prost. Yeah, nothing bad to say about Spaten. I don't think you can have much bad to say about any of the big six beers that are produced. They're all going to be exceptional. Just they're all slightly different. So what I've tried so far from the big six, I've tried the Löwenbräu and I've tried the Spaten. I would lean towards the Löwenbräu. It's just it was dry. It was dry and just a little bit more bitterness and a little bit more character in it. Whereas this is, like I said, this is just more like a special Helles, which is very drinkable. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see what the remaining four have to offer. But no, can't go wrong with the big six. Yeah, as it's warming up now, that malt sweetness is coming forward even more. It is really a well-made beer, to be fair to them. They've managed to get it very light, but obviously there's a very expert level of mashing going on. They've got that kind of malt sweetness and body. I think it's, what is it? It's about 5.9% volume. So for a 5.9% beer, so light, and with a decent body, you're not getting any kind of sense of the alcohol content there at all. There's sometimes when you're drinking something up at like 6%, you know you're drinking it, but this is this is quite dangerous, I imagine, at Oktoberfest, because these kind of super light fest beers are so easy drinking. You know, you could sink, you know, 2 or 3 of those 2 liter steins, and you are smashed, because you're drinking 6% beer when it's tasting like, you know, 4.7, 5% beer. So yeah, very, very dangerous, I imagine. Which is why maybe I might switch quite quickly to a more amber kind of lager at Oktoberfest, because it feels a bit more filling and it might slow me down a bit. And if I was on the Spartans, I'd be about 4 in and suddenly realizing I'm absolutely doddled. So for my own safety, I think a more meaty amber lager would suffice for me at Oktoberfest. But you know, it's all shits and giggles, isn't it? Yeah, I think when I opened this, it was a little bit colder than Optimum. I waited about 20 minutes out of the fridge, but yeah, no, like now it's warmed up a bit. It really is marrying together well. I think the first sip I took, it was quite bright and the bitterness was more leading. But now that, you know, because it's such a light beer and it's almost like I said, it's like a special Helles, it needs to just be slightly warmer to bring out that malt flavor, to marry into the rest of the beer. So yeah, I think as it's going down the glass, I am appreciating it a bit more. It's still not got the weighting of the malt weighting of the Löwenbräu, but yeah, no, it's improving as it's warming up in the glass. So yeah, perhaps I opened it a little bit too cool. A very, very solid beer from Spaten. Absolutely no idea where it's going to sit in terms of the big six. I think I'll rank the big six. Right now it's in second place behind the Löwenbräu, but who knows where it'll end up. I think it's clearly a very, very good beer, but I imagine all of the big six are exceptional. So like I say, it comes down to personal taste.